guys, good afternoon. It's RG here, and welcome to RG Avenue's Work It Wednesday. We're super excited to dive in on another project today. I hope that you've had the opportunity to take advantage of the free class that we posted earlier this week on Monday, as well as that you've searched us up on Facebook and on Instagram to make sure that you're connected to all the various different creative channels that we have to be able to inspiration for paper crafts and ideas and life in general. I hope that it all works out and that you're able to catch us here and now for different ideas. We also have a variety of different projects that our amazing design team put together. As a matter of fact, we shared some of those earlier today. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. And today I'm going to be working with Barely Awake because I think I'm barely awake because it's already 2:12 in the afternoon here in Arizona. And I'm still kind of barely awake. So let's go ahead and switch over to that top view. How is everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's staying healthy and in good spirits. I've got my Stamparatus here, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my dude. And he is Barely Awake. So Barely Awake is a set of 14 stamps. It's an oldie but a goodie. And I think I'm gonna use this guy because he looks like he's having a day. So we're gonna go ahead and grab him. And we're gonna also stamp the sentiment, bear with me here. I'm working on it, bear with me. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp those two.
We have Bernice Taylor, Gabe Thompson.
Hi Bernice, hi Gail.
Mary Lou Hennington, Linda Gorman.
Hi Linda, hi guys. You're always here. Thank you so much for always being here. Alright, so we're going to probably stamp him a couple of times just to make sure we have a nice solid impression. Sweet. I'm just cleaning off my stamps here.
Elaine Sever says, I love the set, and so does Linda Gorman.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite sets as well. I think it's perfect for all year long. And sometimes, you just need to send that message to someone like, okay, guys, give me a minute. Bear with me here. So this just fits perfectly. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of color to this guy. And this is Mixed Media Wednesday. So I have prepared a background already for it. But I'm going to show you how I did it here in a minute. So we're just going to come in here and add some brown to our grizzly. We're just going to assume he's a grizzly because he's a little grumps.
That's what we said you were, remember?
Yeah.
If you were an animal, you were going to be a grizzly bear.
So Shell likes to play this wonky game that when we look at different random people, said if they were an animal, what kind of animal would they be? So we kind of played that game here the other day, and they determined that I would be this guy. A grizzly.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
What did you say?
I said an anteater.
An anteater?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It has to kind of
Oh,
go
wow.
David.
Wow.
We determined that David would be a meerkat. So I'm just adding color with dots because I think they look really good on the bear especially. So super, super easy to color set.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to bring in some blues for his sweater. Or
Is it a pajama?
it's
or is
like
it a sweater?
I think it's like a jammy.
But it's got a turtleneck. That's different.
I think he's like in the psychiatric ward,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's one of those.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Elaine said, "What would Gabby be?"
We decided that Gabby would be a what is it called again?
Gazelle.
Gazelle. And we also decided that Shell would be an antelope. And Richie would be an owl.
Why would he be an owl?
Because he's got that owl look, you know?
Maybe it's because he needs a haircut
Oh, and maybe
and
that.
a shave.
So I'm just adding different shades of blue to his sweater while still leaving some of the white on there. I think it adds nice little texture to my project. And I'm going to bring in some guava here. And this little nightcap. There we go. So he is all colored up, ready to be added to our project.
Joe is on. He says, "What about me? What would Joe be?"
Didn't we choose something for Joe?
David.
I don't think he was there.
He wasn't there. He wasn't
no,
there.
You weren't here, Joe.
But
But David has some ideas.
What?
I mean, come on.
What are you thinking?
He's obviously a gorilla.
A gorilla?
Gorilla. No.
I can see that.
Gorillas are big and buff.
I have long arms.
Yeah, totally. Totally a gorilla, Joe. Alright, so we're just cutting this guy up. And we haven't figured out how we're going to add him to our mixed media background, but we will get there here in just a second. Did he agree with you or no?
He just put a big blank.
Just has a big long face.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Dash, long face. Mm.
We decided Denise was a little Chihuahua dog.
Yeah, that's true.
A little yappy one. Yep, yep, yep,
A
yep.
little yappy dog. Okay, so we've got our sentiment and we've got our dude here,
Dude.
ready for magic to happen to it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one, not two, Richard, pieces of my grid sheet, and I'm going to use the rotating squares stencil. I absolutely love the stencil, and I also feel like it's perfect for this guy because he's still in a daze. And I feel like this bear is in a daze. Have you seen my tape anywhere? The blue one?
That one?
Oh, done.
You got it?
Got it, yeah. Or the purple one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add my rotating squares to my grid sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and add some modeling paste. So I've got some modeling paste here using a little spatula. These are my favorite, the ones that are super long and are not so pallety. There's some that are a little bit wider. I prefer, yeah, they look like a little palette creator. I prefer the ones that are a little bit longer and straighter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There's some spatulas that are like pointy but kind of chunky at the top, at the base. I don't like those as much as I like these like longer.
Oh, it's pretty efficient actually.
Yeah.
That one being.
So these are my favorite, clearly. All right, so we've added our modeling paste here. And I'm going to add any leftovers into my jar. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a few drops of media mixer, okay? Just a couple of drops. Nothing too fancy. Little drops in each segment. And then I'm just going to kind of just smear that right over my modeling paste. Modeling paste still there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab some sugar drops. And I'm going to first start with sweet cane. Just a drop of sweet cane. And I'm going to run that on this side. I'm going to clean off my spatula. I'm going to grab some sweet blue, just a drop. And I'm going to just kind of spread that. Don't try to merge the colors together. It won't matter if you do, but just enough to create a colored diversion. And some sour guava. Just one drop. I'm not even pressing on the dauber. I'm just letting it drip down into that space. And I'm going to bring in that guava. All right. So it looks like a hot mess because it kind of is. I'm going to remove my tape first. And then I'm going to pick up my stencil. So the results are pretty cool. I love how I have a separation of color, and I also have, I'm going to place my stencil in a couple of wet wipes so that it doesn't dry. But check it out. So ultimately I want to let that dry. Can you see that? So the media mixer allows my color not to sink into the modeling paste. So it kind of just sits on the surface of the top and it just creates a really cool background. I've got one that's already dry. I did just a little bit before so that we can keep working on our project. And then you can kind of see where once I bring my little guy here, and he's not dry at 100%. I literally just did it a few minutes prior to going live so that it could be a little bit more dry. What we're going to do is we're going to fold. We have a sweet cane card base. We have a layer of sour guava. And of course, we have our amazing background. Doesn't that look cool?
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. And it's just fun playing with color, playing with the different pieces of this project. We're gonna heat set it a little bit because I feel like it's still wet, the modeling paste anyway. All right. So that should be enough for us to keep working with it. Let's let it cool off here a little bit. We're going to add some score tape. Just create some great layers here for our project. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
we're going to pop out our guava layer.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to grab a little scrap of sweet cane. I want it to be a little bit more torn than that. And a little scrap of powdered sugar. And again, I think it's all about the layers and how ultimately you build it. So we're going to go ahead and pop those guys out as well. And I'm going to make them a little cattywampus.
They are loving the background.
Yeah, it's a cool background, and I don't want to hide it too much, which is why I'm adding super simple layers of, because obviously we want to showcase our stamped image, but we don't want to hide our beautiful background. So when in doubt,
Pop it out too.
pop it out. We're going to pop this guy out as well.
Those little dots end up everywhere.
They do.
They're everywhere.
They're squares.
Oh, the little squares. Well, aren't they called poppet dots? Whatever, you can be technical with it.
All right, super cool. We're going to add some twine to it because what kind of project would this be? And then we're just going to finalize it with some dazzling pat. We're going to do a double bow. That's why I love twine, because I feel like it doesn't have to be feminine. It just adds that little bit of flair that the project needs. And ribbon, for the most part, is more on the feminine vibe. But twine is just that extra little piece of love that your project might need. Let's snip off the ends here. So cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming together nicely. Not that I doubted he would, but still. And we're going to add our sentiment right onto his sweater. Or, what are those called? The jackets, the...
Parka?
No, those jackets that people wear when they're crazy.
Straight jacket?
Straight jackets. We're going to add some sour mist. Dazzling Pat,
Nice.
because he's still in a daze. I think it just adds the perfect little touch. And we're also going to come back with a little bit of black, just to tie in our whole piece together. But this time I added the Dazzling Pat first, because I want the dark images to lay on top. Just a few. Extra elements.
Nice.
Check it out.
Aw.
Bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it.
I see.
I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit so you guys can tell me what you think.
Love the background. Linda Gorman says looks amazing.
He's
As
definitely
usual.
crazy looking.
He's definitely kind of like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa.
What just happened? Oh, it's morning? What? Oh, wait, it's afternoon?
Wait, what day is it?
What day is it? This is definitely our quarantine bear.
Yeah.
He needs googly eyes that are like half open.
Cute.
Guys, I hope you're inspired by today's Work It Wednesday as we worked in a little bit of mixed media into this space. Huge shout out to all of our amazing design team members who just create beautiful projects on the regular to help bring inspiration to our RG community. Remember, guys, to subscribe to our channel, to share our channel, as well as follow us on Facebook and Instagram under RG Avenue. We hope you're inspired and we can't wait to spend some more time with you again next week. Adios.